Some breaking news out of Buckingham Palace. The Duchess of Cambridge, Kate Middleton, is pregnant.
With Catherine beside him, our new Prince and Princess of Wales will, I know, continue to inspire and lead our national conversations, helping to bring the marginal to the center ground. Kate Middleton's journey has touched millions, but what happened today is truly heartbreaking. Just when things seem to be getting better, sad news has shaken royal fans everywhere. People are in shock, and many are asking, is she okay? If you haven't heard yet, here's what has everyone so worried. The initial crisis. On January 16th, 2024, the palace shared a short statement. It said the Princess of Wales had abdominal surgery at the London clinic. The words used were cold and formal. Phrases like planned procedure and non-cancerous condition gave no real details. People were left confused. There were no photos of Kate, no updates, no signs of her for weeks. For someone so public and loved, this silence felt strange. The royal family is known for keeping things private, but this was different. Inside the palace, the mood was tense. One insider described it as cold, quiet, and very serious. It felt like something bigger was going on, but no one was saying what. As time passed, people began to worry. Kate missed big royal events like Commonwealth Day and Easter. Prince William started attending events alone. He looked tired and stressed. His smile seemed forced. Then he missed the funeral of King Constantine, a close family friend. That really made people stop and think. Reporters, who usually stay quiet, began asking questions. Still, the palace said nothing. This silence made things worse. On social media, theories started to spread. Some were wild. Some seemed to make sense, but no one knew the truth. The silence from the palace was becoming too much to bear. Soon, the world would learn the real reason behind Kate's disappearance. On March 22, 2024, the world finally heard from Princess Kate. After weeks of silence, she appeared in a quiet video message. She sat outside on a wooden bench, surrounded by flowers. Her face looked calm, but her eyes told a different story. In a soft and steady voice, she shared the news no one expected. She said, tests after the operation found cancer had been present. It was clear and simple, but it hit hard. Kate told everyone she had started preventive chemotherapy. I'm getting stronger every day by focusing on the things that will help me heal in my mind, body, and spirits. She thanked people for their love and support. She also asked for privacy, especially for the children. This message felt different from usual royal updates. It was personal and heartfelt. There were no official statements, no fancy words. It was just Kate, speaking as a wife, a mother, and a woman, facing a hard time. People across the world felt a mix of sadness, relief, and respect. The timing of the announcement surprised many. The palace waited until her treatment had already started. This was done on purpose. They wanted to protect Kate during her most difficult days. They wanted her to speak when she was ready. Still, people were left with questions about why they waited so long to share the truth. The news shocked more than just the public. It even surprised Prince William. Reports say he only found out about the cancer weeks after the surgery. The royal family was caught off guard. Inside the palace, everything changed. Advisors and doctors started working non-stop. They had to manage both the news and the emotions that came with it. People also began asking questions. Why did the palace use vague words in January? Was it to protect Kate or to keep the public calm? To make things more difficult, King Charles was also dealing with cancer. For the first time, both the future queen and the current king were fighting serious health problems at the same time. This moment was not just about illness. It showed how even royals face pain and fear. It reminded people that behind the titles are real human beings trying to stay strong. Kate's brave words gave people answers, but they also brought new worries. The hardest part of her journey was just beginning. During the summer of 2024, Princess Kate disappeared from the public eye. Her chemotherapy treatments were carried out quietly, with tight security and no media presence. It was the right time, really. We'd been talking about marriage for a while, so it wasn't a massively big surprise. She was not seen at hospitals, events, or even small gatherings. For someone always active and present, the silence felt heavy. Her schedule was cleared completely. No charity visits, no royal duties. Her only focus was healing and staying close to her children. The family stayed mostly at home, creating a safe space where she could rest without pressure. The treatment was tough. Sources said she was often tired, dealing with nausea, and had thinning hair. These physical changes were hard, but Kate stayed strong, choosing to fight her battle away from cameras and crowds. Inside the palace, there were quiet disagreements. Some advisors wanted to share more with the public. Others thought it was best to say as little as possible. The struggle between being honest and being private created tension. Still, Kate stayed connected in her own way. She read bedtime stories to her children and continued to write letters to patients who were also dealing with illness. Even while sick, she found small ways to care for others. Prince William carried on with his duties, but it was clear the situation was weighing on him. He looked tired and at times distracted during public events. Then came the ghost schedule in August, when the palace accidentally released an outdated plan showing Kate's possible return. It was quickly removed, but it caused confusion and worry. No one knew when or if she would return. The future felt unclear, and the silence around Kate grew even louder. As summer ended, everyone waited for news about Kate's health. The palace was finally ready to share some hopeful updates. The gradual return. In September 2024, the palace finally shared the news everyone had been hoping for. Princess Kate had completed her chemotherapy. The official message was short but hopeful. It said she was getting stronger every day. After months of silence and worry, it brought a wave of relief across the country. Soon after, she made her first carefully planned public appearance. It was not a grand event, just a small visit to a local hospice, but it was powerful. Kate looked a little thinner, but calm and graceful. Her smile, though gentle, showed quiet strength. It was clear she was not rushing anything. Every step forward was being taken with care. Kate was slowly coming back to public life, but it wasn't going to be smooth. New problems were waiting just around the corner. By January 2025, the palace confirmed what so many had prayed for. Kate was in remission. The news was shared with warmth and gratitude. It marked a turning point, not just in her health, but in her return to royal life. Even after remission, Kate did not jump back into full royal duties. Every public outing required weeks of planning. Behind the scenes, her team worked closely with doctors to make sure she was ready, physically and emotionally, for each event. In March 2025, Kate made a graceful return to the public stage during the Commonwealth Day service. The world watched as she walked into Westminster Abbey. Standing tall beside Prince William, the royal family has stepped out for the annual Garter Day procession, one of the most traditional ceremonies in their calendar. This year, the Princess of Wales attended the ceremony. Then, in June, she appeared again for the Garter Day ceremony. Each event was short, lasting no more than 45 minutes, but they meant everything to the public. These weren't just appearances, they were signs of strength. Every step, every wave, and every smile showed that Kate was healing, but it also showed something deeper. A woman who had faced illness, fear, and doubt, and was now finding her way back, one moment at a time. In June 2025, just when it seemed like Princess Kate was slowly returning to public life, a new problem hit the palace. Royal Ascot, one of the most high-profile events of the royal calendar, published its official program. Listed among the carriage procession guests was the Princess of Wales. The announcement made headlines. Fans were excited to see her once again in public. But the excitement did not last long. The night before the event, the palace quietly announced that Kate would not attend. No reason was given at first. The next day, a spokesperson called it an administrative error. They said her name was added by mistake and she was never confirmed for the event. The explanation raised more questions than answers. How could such a major event make such a mistake? Why was there no clear correction earlier? Reports suggested that there had been poor communication between the palace and Ascot organizers. Some said Kate had been considering the appearance, but decided last minute she wasn't ready. Others said she was never meant to go in the first place. Either way, it was messy. The mistake quickly turned into a full-blown public relations crisis. For many, it felt like a repeat of earlier missteps. Once again, the royal family seemed secretive and unclear. On social media, the hashtag, "WhereIsKate?" began trending. Within hours, people were confused, suspicious, and frustrated. Old conspiracy theories that had faded away began to return. Was Kate really okay? Was the palace hiding something again? The royal ascot mix-up may have started as a small communication error, but it reopened wounds. Trust, which had slowly been rebuilding, took a hit. I'd been planning it for a while, but as every guy out there will know, it takes a certain amount of motivation to get yourself going. So I was planning it, and then it just felt really right out in Africa. It was beautiful at the time, and I just had done a little bit of planning to obviously share my romantic side. People wanted honesty and clarity, not vague statements and sudden changes. The crisis reminded everyone how fragile public faith can be and how quickly it can be shaken by silence. The mistake at Royal Ascot showed that trust was still fragile. People were starting to see how much Kate's illness had changed everything. Current reality and medical concerns. Princess Kate was confirmed cancer-free in September 2024, and her remission was officially announced in January 2025. It was a hopeful and emotional moment for the public, but while the words were positive, it was clear that her journey was far from over. When Kate began making limited appearances again, people noticed the changes right away. She had lost weight, her posture was more careful, and her energy seemed lower than usual. Though she smiled and remained graceful, it was clear she was still healing. Sources close to the palace have quietly said that Kate's recovery has not been plain sailing. Some treatments had lasting side effects. Every time she attended an event, she reportedly needed several days afterward to rest and recover. Her return to public life, while inspiring, was clearly being done with caution. Since her diagnosis, it has become clear that Kate's royal role will not return to what it once was. Palace aides have said she simply won't be going back to work in the same way as before. Her new routine is based entirely on how she feels. There are no fixed schedules. Each public outing is discussed with her doctors and advisors, and she makes the final call. If she does not feel well enough, she stays home. Spontaneous walkabouts and surprise visits, once her signature, are no longer part of the plan. Everything is slow and measured. Many of her long-term projects, including her early childhood initiative, have been paused or handed off to others. Having William by my side is a great source of comfort and reassurance too, as is the love, support, and kindness that has been shown by so many of you. It means so much to us both. While Kate still cares deeply about her work, her health now comes first. This is the new reality. Kate remains a beloved figure, but one whose public life is now shaped by careful choices and medical needs. She is not just a royal anymore. She is a survivor, learning to balance duty with healing. Kate's new way of living was becoming clear to everyone, but her health crisis had created bigger problems for the royal family. Princess Kate's health crisis has exposed serious weaknesses in the royal family's structure. With Kate out of the public eye for most of 2024 and early 2025, Prince William has taken on many duties alone. He has carried the weight of both their roles, often appearing at events without his usual partner by his side. While he remains respected, the absence of Kate's warmth and charm has been deeply felt. Inside the palace, aides have quietly admitted that there is no true substitute for Kate. She was often called the most popular royal among staff because of her kindness, work ethic, and ability to connect with the public. Her presence always made things smoother. Without her, there has been a noticeable gap. To fill that space, royal planners have begun preparing for a larger public role for Queen Camilla and even Princess Beatrice. While both have stepped up, neither holds the same appeal as Kate. The monarchy now faces the hard truth. Its strength relied, in part, on one woman's steady and relatable image. Kate has long been seen as a bridge between the monarchy and the younger generation. Her projects, style, and personality drew in people aged 18 to 35, many of whom feel distant from royal traditions. Polls show her favorability in that age group far outpaced any other royal. Since her absence, those numbers have shifted. Prince William's popularity has dipped slightly, and support for the monarchy among younger people has weakened. In some parts of the Commonwealth, the silence around Kate's health and the confusion that followed led to louder calls for independence. Republican movements in countries like Australia and Jamaica have pointed to the palace's handling of recent events as proof of a fading institution. The human element behind the palace walls, the impact of Princess Kate's illness has been deeply personal. For Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, their mother's long absence from public life and the changes they witnessed at home brought emotional challenges that no royal title can shield them from. The palace has made efforts to protect the privacy, but sources have said the family's routine changed drastically. Prince William stepped into a complicated dual role. He had to continue fulfilling his duties as the future king while also becoming the main caregiver for his 3 young children. School runs, bedtime routines, and comforting his kids during uncertain times became as much a part of his daily life as meetings and royal appearances. Balancing public duty with private family life was never easy, but 2024 made it nearly impossible. William himself acknowledged the emotional weight in a rare comment, saying the year had probably been the hardest year in my life. The statement showed a rare glimpse into the personal strain faced by the royal family, something usually hidden behind protocol and tradition. Princess Kate's decision to step back from royal life and focus fully on her recovery marked a major shift in what is expected of senior royals, especially a future queen consort. By prioritizing her health and family over public appearances, Kate broke from tradition in a way that many found refreshing and deeply human. In doing so, she showed that even royals deserve the right to rest, heal, and recover without pressure. But this move also created tension. The institution of the monarchy depends on visibility, stability, and routine. When one of its most beloved figures stepped away, it left the palace in unfamiliar territory. Still, Kate's team remained clear. Her health comes first. This approach, placing personal well-being over royal expectation, was unprecedented. It may even reshape the future for how the royal family handles illness, mental health, and the pressures of duty. Behind all the royal duties, a family was trying to heal and stay strong. The world was watching to see how they would handle what came next. Media, public response, and the future of the monarchy. The past year has brought the British monarchy into uncharted territory, and nowhere has that been more visible than in the way the media and public have responded to Princess Kate's illness. The silence from Kensington Palace during the early stages of her health battle left many feeling confused and concerned. He succeeds me as Duke of Cornwall and takes on the responsibilities for the Duchy of Cornwall, which I have undertaken for more than 5 decades. Today, I am proud to create him Prince of Wales to Wisolg Cymru, the country whose title I've been so greatly privileged to bear during so much of my life and duty. A YouGov survey from early 2025 showed that 61% of the public wanted more clarity and consistent updates about her condition. This growing demand highlights a key tension: how to balance the princess's right to privacy with the public's interest in the well-being of a major royal figure. The absence of transparent communication allowed misinformation and wild conspiracy theories to flourish. In the past, there was more deference to royal privacy, especially around health matters. But in today's world of constant media and online speculation, that silence no longer works. At the heart of it is a shift in public expectations. People no longer view the monarchy as just a distant institution. Instead, there is a personal connection, especially with someone like Kate. Many fans voiced the same simple request: we just need to see her to know she's okay. The emotional investment is real. The royal family is now expected to meet modern standards of openness while still upholding centuries of tradition. That tightrope is getting harder to walk. Looking ahead, several future paths are possible. Kate could make a full recovery and return stronger than ever, her image even more admired for her resilience. Or she may choose to permanently step back, reshaping what her role looks like as a future queen consort. A third option is a flexible, limited approach, engaging only when her health allows, without firm commitments. As one royal aide noted, she will know when she wakes up if she's well enough. Behind the scenes, preparations are already underway. The royal calendar for late 2025 has been restructured. A shadow communications team is managing updates carefully. The monarchy is being forced to reinvent itself again, adapting to unpredictability while maintaining stability. These challenges have wide-reaching effects. Kate's health-first approach may become a new model for royal duty, shifting the focus from performance to authenticity. It could also change how the palace handles future health matters. More honest, more human. But the monarchy's survival depends not just on individuals, but on institutional strength. As Republican sentiments grow in parts of the Commonwealth, the public wants to see a royal family that is both relatable and reliable. The question now is whether tradition and vulnerability can exist side by side, and whether the crown can still shine in a modern, uncertain world. Kate's story continues to unfold, and the world is watching with hope and concern. If this touched you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on her journey and other stories from inside the royal family.